scan the data. And then he left for menu. Master, this is a setup. Who was Spain? Oh, yes. I Spain most any sicker free. Ha, and for Ghana. Yet, we love you. It's 11 and as a man of a baby from Rano. Oh, that be. Master, what you check your phone? Why? It's very easy now to send money from anywhere in Europe to Ghana. I'm in Spain right now, and I just send money to my mom. And on Tiasia, also don't send it, don't take e-levy. No, on tap send, there's no e-levy charge. It's just free when you send. Those in the US, those in London, those in Canada, plenty places in Europe. You can send your money through tap send to Ghana. And please, it's free of charge. There's no deduction in any e-levy or any charge at all. So what are you waiting for? Send the money to those family people. Me must send it. Let's go and take a clan talk. Reggae man who for back. It's tap send.
On the 28th day of the month, May 2022, I was Vicenza Convention Center, and I should be a course so Havoc City Afro Festival. On the 9th, no, a lot of things happened. Ghana for a buy in their numbers. Ghana for only Nigeria for a buy in their numbers to come and entertain themselves. And I have the organizer here with me. I'm not bidding about this particular event. Sorry, say yes. He doesn't want his face to be shown. On the other say, obey show. I'm a man for any IG. Those who are popular to come to entertain their fans. He doesn't want to be popular. And so some say the name Ebe show. Him why anything Wakana. He wants you to get his message. And my name hasn't changed. It is still Zionfelix. If you go on Instagram, it is Zionfelix.com. On Twitter, _Zionfelix. On Facebook, Zionfelix Entertainment News. And I'm never Casa. Right, good evening.
Good evening.
What you want to say?
Edini.
Oh, okay. What are you doing?
I'm going to name me free Ashanti reason. Boinim Ashanti.
Where in Ashanti? Where in Ashanti?
Boinim.
Boinim. Where in far?
It's a little bit outside Kumasi, but me tonight Accra, the Bureaucracy, basically for the major part of my life, actually.
Okay. What about Italy? How many years now?
Residentially 10 years.
Okay. So what do you do in Italy?
So I was a student, so I went to the University of Bologna, and I completed the year 2020 in March. And then I used to work as a part-time chef, and then I quit my job to start this endeavor in organizing events, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for how long now, we organize events?
Because of the COVID, this was the major event, like the first major event I made organizing. But before that, no, I was involved with clubs and all this stuff. Okay,
so why did you decide to quit the job that you were doing and start events organization?
So basically, it's been a dream for a long time, and it took a long time in planning this particular jump or step. Like during COVID, no. If you maybe to say chef and also a year any industry you lose your incomes nowadays, but it also applies to organization as well. So let's not get it wrong, but it's been a passion of mine for a long time. I got the opportunity to open a business of my own, and with the little funds I have, like I'm meeting me start events organization basically. So I did so much because my family, my mom is a singer, and she didn't have the opportunity to other singers into this. Is basically something that I started to give the upcoming artists a platform as well, together with the bigger artists, a bit more kind of exposure, because most of the times those kind of artists basically. Yeah.
So what is the name of the company and what does the company do?
It's Havoc Entertainment, so it organizes shows from Afro to hip hop shows basically. And we started with the Afro show to basically settle in Afro events in Italy basically. So okay, UK, ne France, ne Portugal, ne other countries that were Europe. There have been these Afro shows and festivals for years, but Italy, either a club and but is either the small artists and underground artists in Italy small club events now, and we're trying to put this Afro event on a bigger platform for Italians on this mobile share or more favorite artists, and as artists are on like imaginary, on game per se or or lifetime that, but this is the opportunity to give those people their dreams and of meeting their favorite artists in person.
So aside the event organization, does Havoc City determines work as management for artists or signing acts to help them?
No, so currently a year organization of and a promotion of events in Kwan, but the plan also is to create this kind of relationship with management and also artist managers Bama. And that kind of platform I was me promoting artists to other platforms event organization as well.
We can speak English, no problem.
That's basically the plan. So we are trying to get into artist management by creating relationships with these managers and brands that are going to feel comfortable enough to let us handle the negotiations and the productions with other promoting agencies as well.
There are some people that come into this business because probably have the funds to enter into, but personally, the person might not be, like, I might not be an entertainment person. Maybe I have maybe $1 million or €1 million somewhere and I want to just invest into the arts to help people, but the person might not have any technical know-how about the business. Are you an industry person or you just have money and they love the job and you want to do it?
No, basically I started as a musician, so I've been playing instruments as long as I can remember, so I played 3 instruments, and I'm son of a preacher, basically a pastor, so usually it's either you learn how to play instruments, you carry the car, or you sing for most preachers, and so it's been something I've been into for a while, and music is something I've been in love with ever since I was a kid. It's something that we love as a family in general. So I have brothers. If you watch the Havoc City Afro Festival, my brother was one of the underground artists or the emerging artists who performed that day. So it's a family thing, and we have this love for music. So like getting into this mansion or getting into this industry was something I have dreamt of for a lifetime, basically.
I hear you're a very young guy.
Yeah.
Like very like late 20s.
Basically, yeah. I just crossed into the late 20s.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, I decided to like know more about you because of the events you put together. Because it blew my mind. Because bringing Davido all the way to Italy is not a joke. For the first phase of this conversation, I just want us to know a little bit about him before we go to the main deal. I mean, did you school in Ghana?
Yes, I attended senior high school in St. Thomas Aquinas.
Okay. Aquinas. Okay.
Cantonment.
Okay. And from then you went to?
So from then I came here to the University of Bologna, Italy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be back when I come. Then we go to the main event. My name is Zionfelix, and I'm in Italy right now in Entertainment.
Yeah. It's Havoc Entertainment.
Havoc Entertainment.
And the festival is Havoc City Afro Festival.
Okay. So now let's go straight into the show. Why this particular festival?
So when you look at our neighboring countries or states in Europe, there are such festivals that attract people even from Italy to book flights and to pay huge sums of money to go see their favorite artists, basically. So bringing that here would, because Italy, to be honest with you, is one of the biggest tourist countries in Europe. So to bring that here gave us that opportunity to connect in our various immigrant platforms a lot. So that's why we had a certain kind of selection of our artists. I know people are saying it's Ghanaian based, but if you also look at shows that are organized by Nigerian promoters, you're going to say the same thing, that it's more Nigerian based artists. So it's not just to promote a certain group of people, it's just to maintain that exactly includes every country, every nation, or every immigrant, as they call it, platform out here to get to attract them to meet together and have something to do together in the same environment to socialize as well.
Okay, so when the idea came and you shared to people around you, you shared to friends, you shared people that you needed their help, how was the reception? Because I mean to say, I want to do this, bringing people from Nigeria, bringing people from Ghana to Italy, how was it? How did they receive it?
People said I was insane because it was something that they couldn't imagine themselves doing. So when you, if you've realized, most of the people project their fears, their let's say hindrances or their limits onto other people. So when you tell them you want to do something and they don't see themselves doing it as well, they tend to project that onto you. They will tell you like it's impossible. Why are you going to find the money? Do you know the laws of that apply to doing something like that? But then when you get into it, I know you're going to have this kind of difficulties as well. But if you really enjoy it and you have the persistence and the willingness to take the risk, because it's a big risk, you can achieve it basically.
Did you at a point think of quitting because of all these things?
Yeah, not because of the things, it's because of the kind of random happenings that you're going to meet along the way, and you're like, okay, I didn't say this one coming, and it's kind of heartbreaking sometimes. And dealing with acts as well is also.
What are some of the issues that you faced that made you really stop?
First of all, with the bureaucracy, because Italians' bureaucracy is a little bit long, or let's say tough to deal with, and to get documents to do certain documents and certain licenses to be able to produce shows or promote shows here, it's very, very, very difficult. And there are some amounts of money, or there are some payments you have to make that you didn't even expect to make, and that could be.
Let us know that bureaucratic process that you have to go through.
Yeah.
Give us some details of the bureaucratic process.
Basically, you have to register the company, and in order to do that, you need a what we call here a commercialista, and who is also going to get paid as well to do it.
Okay. In English, what would that person do?
So basically, they look into the registry, the documents, and all the things that you're going to need to do it, and they get paid by the month basically. So they do the whole payment in the year. And this person registers a company for you, does all the necessary licenses that you need, like we call it film, digital signature and all those things for you. And with a company like this, you have to pay certain contributions to the government, whether or not you host an event. So you're doing it every month, and a year it adds up to a significant amount of money. Yeah. So such things also disencourage people to take the risk of opening their own businesses or get into things like this, because you have no guarantee basically.
Okay, so about the event, who were the first act that came to mind that you wanted to put on the show?
So initially, the idea was the reason it has the havoc on it was to produce hip hop shows and then gradually branch into Afro shows. But then COVID hit and we had to recycle everything we had and reproduce again. And so we were like, okay, with the budget we had, we can start with the Afro shows and then gradually step into the hip hop world as well, because what our the acts we had in mind gave us the impression that we could build something off of them. So that's why we started with the Afro and we selected certain acts as well.
Talking about budget, was it that huge? Because that is what has brought the issues.
Yeah, so the budget is huge because it also has certain factors like the venue, the kind of production you want, with the stage, with the lighting, with the wall, LED wall, with the sound system, because they have different sound systems and qualities of sound systems for every kind of show, and also whatever amount you pay what we call EVA on it. So it basically multiplies it by 22%. So
like tax.
Yeah, tax basically. So those factors make the budget a little bit bigger and with this with events like this involving, let's say, the Afro community, they usually don't let's say give us this kind of opportunities out here. So they take certain amount of money that is kind of a security for them, whether you host a show there or something happens or not. They know that they've taken that kind of money, which shows them basically for such an event. So it makes the budget a little bit higher.
Why Vicenza? Because I heard people saying that why didn't you do it in Milan, maybe Rome or other big cities in Italy?
So there have been certain shows like this in Milan and Rome and other cities as well in Italy. So this is not the first time Davido has been in Italy. The first time was in Torino actually a couple of years ago, and I think in 2018 he did, or 2019 he did Rome, Nîmes first, and Milan. I think it's up on the night. I don't remember the platform actually. So this is not the first time he's been here, but then the promotion and the production of the show didn't get out there like it was supposed to. So we contacted their manager and they were like, we wanted to bring Davido back for just one day, but then instead of doing just him, we are going to collaborate him with other artists basically, and then do it as a festival form, not just a club show, because most of the acts when they come here, what they do is club shows basically, because they don't have the platforms to do concerts and they don't think they're big enough to sell out these platforms for the concerts as well.
And when you sold the idea to them, how was the reception that you're going to add other acts to him?
I mean, it was a little bit challenging because their management don't do co-headliners. So we had another act in mind, and we tried to co-headline the event together with these two artists, but then their management wouldn't allow you to do it. So
the other artists too, a Nigerian artist.
Yeah. So their management wouldn't allow me to add the other artists as a co-headliner.
The other Nigerian artists to Davido.
Yeah, as a co-headliner for them to co-headline on the event. So it makes it hard because then you've already basically the artwork you put out, you have to send it in for confirmation. So I sent it to the other artists, they give the confirmation, but when I sent it to David's group, they were like, no, we don't want to co-headline with this with this act.
Who's the person?
It's a big name. I don't know if I can say that, so I wouldn't.
Okay, so they are all big names in Nigeria?
Yeah.
Okay, so why did they allow Kitty? Oh, first of all, how did the Kitty, Kwame Jane, Gyakie, Blacko come into the picture?
So I'm going to be honest with you. we had a budget and we had certain artists that we initially announced, but then who gave us the go ahead as well?
From Ghana?
No, from Nigeria and Ghana, both of them, and they gave us a go ahead to announce the show. And when we announced the show, we had a conflict in what we initially agreed on, so then we had to take them off. And then I was like, okay, let's have a look at other artists who are basically on the wave or on the rise. And I'm not saying kiddies or comedians on the rise, because they are very, very big artists as well. They've been in the industry for a couple of years now, and they have a lot of their songs and they have a lot of collaborations with big artists as well. So we were like, okay, why don't we, I'm Ghanaian, why don't I try to include Ghanaians and see what the turnout is going to be like.
So were Ghanaians not on it initially?
No, the first lineup didn't have, it had all Nigerian names. So
Okay.
the second lineup was going to have all Ghanaian names.
Okay.
So we had contacted other agents and other artists, discographies, and we wanted to add these artists onto the lineup as well. So it was initially supposed to be, I think, an 8 lineup event. So we're going to do 3 Nigerians, 3 Ghanaians, 1 French artist, and 1 Italian artist, basically. So it's an Afro-Italian artist, yeah.
Okay, okay. So let's look at the conversation that you had with the Gyakie and Blacko, since they were not here. I mean, Kwamiji and
Yes.
Kiddy were here. Let's look at the conversation you had with the two of them.
Okay, so basically, in order to book these artists, you have to, most of them have UK, their agencies in the UK, and they use this particular platform. I don't know whether I'm inclined to name them, because we had a contract with them. And these, most Ghanaian artists and most African artists basically use platforms or agencies in the UK. And so you contact this agency, or if you know the artist, you just contact them, you agree on the price, and then the agency takes it from there. So we agreed on the price, we agreed to a deposit, and it's unfortunate because they didn't include the promotion in the contract, because we felt like it's something that if you're an artist and you're going to do a show and you've agreed to do a show, I shouldn't be the one to beg you
To promote it.
promote the show that you're in, because it will be great for you, the artist, as well, to come to
A sold out
a sold out
event.
show or a sold out event, because that's what we do. We work hand in hand to get your name out there and to get our work out there as well. So that's what we try to do with them. But then unfortunately we didn't have that reception from them, because they told me that since it's not in the contract, I can't force them to do it.
The two artists.
That's what I got from the agency. And
For the two artists.
for the two, some of them I had to contact them myself to receive the promo videos from them, which is, I don't think it's fair, because if you tell me that, even though it's not written in the contract, if you write in the mail that when I pay the deposit, the artist will promote, I expect the artist to promote it when I pay the deposit as well, which I didn't receive. And they weren't here because they weren't able to get the Italian visa. That's how I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to leave it there as well.
That means there are things into it, but I don't want to talk about it.
Yes, I mean, I could, but I would like to leave it for a different
Did you
day.
give them documentation to that effect?
Yeah, I gave them an Italian invitation letter for them to use to apply for visas in the Ghanaian embassy.
At the right time?
Yes, I gave Blacko's letter 4 weeks before the show, and I think Jackie's as well. So I did both of them on the same month.
And Kwame Eugene and Kiddy, because they were able to come.
Yeah, and theirs were the latest, basically, because we had this conflict with these artists I was saying earlier, and we had to replace them. And then I was like, okay, let's have a look at these artists, and their fee was a good fee for us as well, and we got into an agreement earlier, and both parties like agreed to it. So I was like, okay, let's get this done as soon as possible and see whether we'll be in time enough to get their visas done, but they were able to get their visas. I don't know, fortunately. So when I had the news, a couple of days before the event, the Black Hole and Gyakie wasn't able to get the visas because of delays in the embassy. I was like, Kitty and Chloe just got their visas, and I sent them the letter 2 Thursdays ago. So how is it possible that they get theirs and you don't get yours? But it's a long story behind it, and it will be like for.
But how did you feel as an organizer when you've advertised an event for weeks, months, and then some few days to how many days to the event? Then they give it that heartbreak.
I think it was 2-3 days before the event. So when they sent it to me, what they were like. Because of delays in visas, visa grants on the embassy, something like that, it was written in the mail, so I'll have to look it up to get you the exact wording of it. So because of this and that, Gyakie and Black Hole wouldn't be able to make the event, and to be honest, it was heartbreaking because most of the people who bought tickets to the show bought tickets to see Black Hole because Davido has already been here, and Black Hole was a second act that was a very, very big name at this moment, and we could have used him as well.
So you paid half for all the tours?
So we in the clause you pay a deposit. Depending on the percentage, some of them do 50, some of them do 30. It depends on the agency you're working with, or how you build a contract. So, like with me, when I build a contract, I like to do the 31st, and after I learned that the artist don't promote if you don't put it in the clause, I do it 31st. When they promote, I pay the other 30, and then we do the difference before they
hit stage. Yeah. Oh, okay. So has the refund from both acts come?
Yes, I actually used the refund to fund another artist who we will talk about later.
Okay. How did you see the whole night? The whole night. Why? Did you get time to watch the event?
To be honest, I wasn't able to see most of the event because I had situations that needed to be handled immediately, and I was more focused on that because if that wasn't handled, it would have been a disaster, the event, even though after the show I learned a couple of things didn't go as planned. That would have been a bigger hit if I didn't get that handled as well.
Ticket sales, did it go as planned for you?
No, to be honest, because the artists didn't confirm the shows, they didn't rent the event or the announcement of the event tangible enough for their audience. Because what happened was when we announced the show 2.5 months before the date, all the artists on the card didn't confirm. So, and we are in Italy, let's be honest, here in Italy, there's been situations where promoters or organizers have announced certain acts that they're going to be performing live or they're going to be at this event, and they never showed and they never got refunds and all those things. So when the artists don't confirm to render the event tangible that they're going to be here, it makes it even harder in the beginning because I can give you an example with the Black Hole video. Black Hole has, he's sitting in his kitchen, and he has the camera in front of him saying he's going to be there, set the date, said Vicenza, but even though it's Vicenza, but he said it, he said the venue, he said the event's name. People still didn't believe he was going to come because this is the situation we have in Italy, because there have been a lot of announcements of such kind and the artists have not been here, so people don't usually believe it when the artists don't co-sign it in the beginning.
It happens everywhere. I mean, France, I've witnessed so many instances like this, and I've heard so many complaints from other parts of the world. But did you ask them to post and it wasn't
Yes,
done?
I made a request countless times. Some of them I had to call them myself to get them to do the promo videos because the agency I was going to, I don't know why, they weren't getting me the response I needed from the artists. Some of them were making posts at 12 a.m. on Thursday night, like no one is going to see
You did
it.
sell 7,000 tickets.
No, I didn't.
How many tickets did you sell?
Actually, it's a little bit under 3,000.
Okay, so let's say 2,500 there.
Somewhere, yeah.
Okay. On the 9th, sound, lighting, security, as event organizer, how did you see all those things?
I mean, I had one of the best production company. It's called White Sound, and which is headed by a guy called Walter. And every event organizer or every concert around this area, even farther from Veneto, this region, they use this sound or this production company because they are the best basically in Italy. And it was great sound. I didn't have the opportunity to see most of the events as well, but they have the best, so I would say it was good.
Did you get a chance to witness Davido's performance?
Yes, but I was in the back speaking with my mom during that time. So
Why?
because there were certain occurrences that it didn't make me happy, so I just went to mom for a little bit of comfort, let's say.
Mommy's boy.
Kind of.
When I return, we talk about what made him run to his mom for comfort. For you to run to your mom, that means it's a big deal. The mommy's boy had to run to his mom because of just 2 Instagram story posts. My name is Zionfelix. I'll be back.
Epasase atwa ono di afi Easter day oye sronko de ebetumi nya asase bi go estate land act adishia city Krampan oben Calf University in a dodo asoso oben government hospital no so full plus 70 by 100 first no ye 16,000 say the water do about 10,000 Ghana cedis in a half plot 50 by 70 no ye 8,000 cedis in a water do about 5,500 Ghana cedis dodo full plot 70 by 100 first no ye 30,000 cedis say the water do about 22,000 Ghana cedis half plot 16,000 cedis in a war total about 12,000 Ghana cedis litigation free and a kwana betuma treat them assassin Canada monsuru kra mambo ho we twitwa assassin so kama Carl kwan so di demo kama free site plan and an indenture for first 50 customers our web assassin do fast development area ebetuma free forever construction limited it was 0501 204040 another 0509 999828 forever construction forever yours.
Ebusa, I'm back. The reason why my brother had to run to his mom for comfort whilst the video was on stage, you explain to us. Let me start from here. Are you a fraud company?
No, we're not a fraud company. And if you're a fraud company in Europe, you can't be black because basically what I can say is in this region there are more racist to people of color, so everything you do is controlled basically. So if you're a fraud company, you wouldn't last here in Italy basically, in this region especially.
Before I even come to that issue, why did it take a long time for artists to come on stage?
So we had these 2 artists, which are Gyakie and Gyakie, who basically told us last minute when we had already planned the program and everything, sent it out to everyone, that they weren't going to be able to make the show. So we were trying to find other acts to fill it. So it made it a little bit of a challenge for us to fill that gap with the production. So it made the organization a little bit, let's say, a problem to resolve. Let's put it that way.
Before the night, I didn't see myself, but I heard that Blacko had posted that he wasn't coming.
Yes.
Did you see it yourself?
I was showed the post. Yes. Someone which.
How was the feeling?
It was disheartening because they asked me how we wanted to communicate this
message to
the audience, and I was like, I would prefer it like he did it. He sent the promo video. So basically, he sent me a promo video announcing to everyone that he's coming. So I would prefer if they did the same thing for me, so that I'll put it on the platform where he was also going to co-sign that he gave it to us. So at this time, on this date, we play it, and then the same time they go check on your platform, you also have it there, so that it makes it tangible enough, because it's not our fault that you weren't able to make it. And that's all I wanted, and we didn't get that, which was communicated 3 times to his agency and management. So I don't know why that happened. And as soon as he made a post, you could see the changes in the ticket sales, and people were asking for refunds and all that. So it made our work even more harder, because getting to that point was even hard already, and making a communication like that without our knowledge, because we couldn't get a chance to back it, we couldn't basically react to it as we were supposed to. Because if we were prepared for the message, we know how to communicate with our audience as well. That's all.
Did Gyakie communicate the same thing to you?
So she sent in the video, which I have on my phone. I don't know, maybe I will share it later with you. And I was supposed to play it on that day, but then because of what happened the earlier day, and the happenings on the day of the event itself, I couldn't have the chance to play for the audience. But then it's going to go up anytime soon. Yeah.
Okay, there are so many things that I want to ask, but let me just skip straight to what everybody has been talking about, the Davido issue. What made him write that on social media?
To be honest, I can't explain that to you, because I don't even know what prompted that. They said we owe them balance, and to my knowledge, because I make payments and I make payments for their bookings and flights and everything, to my knowledge, we don't owe them anything, to be honest. They would, if it's up to me, they even have to refund us 3,000 euros basically. Yeah.
For?
Because we overpaid them. Yeah. And also, there have been certain communications that we had on flight bookings and other things that the people we book flights for, they even show up.
So your money went to waste?
I don't know where the money went to. So if you say I owe you a certain amount of money, and you can't even account to me who I booked the flights for, because you gave me the names, you gave me the tallies with the prices, and then you give me the total of how much it's going to cost. And then the prices kept rising as time went on, because we got the communication at the last minute as well.
I want to get the exact post. In fact, because I was promoting the event and people saw that I was there, in fact, people were tweeting at me. I didn't see the post myself on the story. It was people who were tweeting at me.
I didn't even know. I was told after the show.
Wow.
Sure.
People were tweeting at me with this post whilst the event was ongoing. I didn't even know that was what was happening there. He said he was ready and you owed him. Okay. So I'm reading what he wrote. We overwork our bodies, blood, sweat, and tears daily to keep up and deliver these shows for our fans, only for people to take our crafts and hard work for granted. I fly private 90% of the time. Did you guys talk about private jets?
I mean, I proposed it to them, but they gave me what they wanted, which was not even first class in the beginning. So basically, with their demands, every minute or every hour or every day that goes by, it changes.
Okay. 90% of the time, by logistic issues, we couldn't get a landing permit on time. Was that true?
I don't have any idea about that.
They didn't communicate that to you?
So basically, they gave me a time where they are all going to arrive, and then on the day of the arrival, it was different times for everyone, and there are certain funny things that happen, or certain funny issues that happen with me going to the airport to pick someone up who has been in Italy days before, and being communicated that the person is coming from Germany, but I'll let that be for another.
Okay, I continue. So I even decided to take almost 3 connecting flights to get here. We get here and promoter did not keep up to his own part of the agreement. He sold thousands of tickets, but doesn't want to pay me that is the communication that you didn't want to pay him.
So the funny thing is, no artist is going to come here without receiving any forms of payment. It doesn't exist anywhere. With every artist, even with the little artists who live in Italy, if you don't pay them a deposit or you don't pay them any amount of money, they're not going to show up. And for an artist like him, David, who has been in the industry for over 9 years, I don't think he's going to even think about coming here if he hadn't received any money from us or if we owed him thousands of euros, to be honest.
When did you finish paying him?
So we were supposed to pay his other balance by 1st May, but because we didn't get what we wanted, which was the promotion from him, we decided not to give him the money because, to be honest, the people we are selling the show to, they didn't believe he was coming. And me myself, I couldn't believe he was coming as well because he had a tour that he posts every day, basically on his story. When you go to his highlights, you have traces of the show on his platform. But when it comes to my show, which I've paid for, which I was told countless times that it will be going up at this time or it will be going up on this date, it never goes up. So I was like, okay, maybe it's not coming, so I wouldn't risk paying this money. So when they asked me, I was like, I'm not going to give you the money unless I see my show posted, and within under 1 minute it was up. So I was like, okay, they gave me the impression that the show doesn't matter to them, it's the money that they want. So I'm like, but Davido gives the impression that he's well made, so like he's made of, so why would he do something just based on the money? But later I also got the impression that I was getting this information from management, which were misinformations, which I have proof of, basically, that I can show you. I have screenshots of them. Maybe they tell you the post is going up on Friday afternoon. Friday afternoon never goes up. They tell you it's going up this tonight. It never goes up on that night.
I've been already at the hotel for 4 hours waiting. I'm either cash or wire. Still nothing. Know how many people use their life. Okay. And according to him, by the time the event was ongoing, because you guys had not finished paying.
So I don't know how. So to my correspondent, where in David's camp, he told me I think he had no idea about what was going on between me, his agency, and his management. Basically, when I say his management, there was one person in particular was communicating with in his management. Yeah.
Okay, so he had no idea about what was going on between you and the agency.
That was what my correspondent told me. So he was like, if you could have even showed up on that day to maybe talk to him in person, maybe we would have cleared things up. I was like, I also had my people who are basically calling me like twice and every 30 seconds asking where am I and why am I not here at the event yet, because it's basically I'm the organizer of the event. I should be there since the morning, but then I was also at the airport the whole time, meeting their requests, because some of them were coming on 9 a.m., some of them 9:20, David at 11, his lawyer at 12:30, and then the rest of them were supposed to show up at 4:50, who showed up at 11:30
p.m.
Yeah.
When the event was ongoing.
Yeah, and the funny thing was, as well, is we gave them the communication of the times, of the set times for the event, for the show. So they were supposed to go on at 10:30 in the evening, because here you have to ask for permits to do your shows or to produce or promote shows. And my permit was from the 4 p.m. where the gates open to 11:59, where I have to shut everything down, basically.
Okay, he came on stage, performed for like 15 minutes, and he was done.
Yeah.
Maybe the sound, I could hear feedback from the sound.
Yeah.
Maybe you were not listening, so
I mean, I caught certain spots of the production of the performance which wasn't like as it's supposed to go. So because they didn't even show up for sound check. So I mean, I understand why they had mishaps in the production of the event.
Were you okay with the entire performance of the artists, especially the three major artists, Kide, Kwame Eugene, and Davido?
I mean, when Kwame and Kide was performing, I wasn't
Around.
present because I was sorting out the situation where he didn't want to come to the event.
For what reason?
Because he said I owed him money. So basically, I had a correspondent who were communicating with them in the villa that we called for them, which they also caused problems there. But I'll leave that for another time. He basically told this correspondent that everything was good, that they were coming, and then his stylist also, we asked him where is he, and he's like he's asleep. So we get the information that he's coming, and then my guys will be like, where is he? And I'm like, oh, they just told me he's coming. And then I'll also get the information that he's asleep. So like it went on for a while, so like 2:20 when it got to the venue, and that's not how.
Are you going to organize another event?
I mean, right now, with what he posted, I'll have to either rebrand or I don't know, because he has caused a lot of problems because he's a bigger artist. This is a brand that is basically a startup, and it has basically young ones from 21 years old to 18 years old, like people who were born in 2004 literally on the team. So it's like we are basically new to it. So when he made that post, and the brand is as new as it is, you're going to believe what he says, but obviously there are two sides to every story, and I don't know what they think they have, but I also have mine facts as well. So I asked to speak to him directly. I contacted the agency today, and I asked to speak to David directly, and they were like, no, you either to speak to us or his lawyer, who is called Bobo. And I was like, I don't want to speak to none of you. I just want to speak to the artist himself. And they were like, no, we will let you speak to his representative, who is his manager, Issa Asika, yeah, who was supposed to be here. And I gave money for his business ticket, but he never showed up. So I would like to hear his side of the story as well.
Will you take them on for that?
I mean, I thought about it, but then because of how the show went, how the artist basically didn't help with anything, there's going to be losses actually in the show, because we spent a lot of money on production, we spent a lot of money on the venue. People are even mad because they're like, we paid different prices for tickets, but then you basically give us the same treatment as anyone else, because after a certain period of time, the securities are like, you're not paying us past this time, so they just didn't care, and everyone could have access to the VIP section. Everyone could have access to any kind of section they wanted, which wasn't supposed to, which would have not happened if he respected his time and everything. I would take the responsibility as well for not being able to organize the show to keep everything in time as well. But I mean, we did everything that we could to make sure that when it comes to his time, he's on stage, but he wasn't ready. I mean, his DJ wasn't here, his hype man wasn't here, so he couldn't perform it. To be honest, he couldn't perform at that time, because at 11:23 in the evening, that's what the time we received the message to go pick his DJ and his hype man up. When he came, he used one of my DJ's PCs to play, because his PC was literally off. It's not charged, so they were not ready. And we have other communications that I don't think they would like to take us on if anything like that happens.
Thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you.
Your last words to my people.
I mean, All I'm going to say is I'm going to say thank you to everyone who spent a little bit of time, took time from their work, from their busy schedule to come to this event, paid money out of their pockets to basically help us produce this event, which I have not basically received. I'm going to receive after the event, because out here in Italy, you have to produce the event before you receive the ticket money. So I also thank them for having patience with us, because it's not easy to do something like that as newbies as well, because this is our first experience in Afro shows. We had a lot of challenges, but we did all we could. We did our best, and we're hoping to move forward with what we have now. I mean, I would like to thank everyone on the team, my guys from Eserinero, Giovanni, and my friends who also help with Richard and Ferrero, anyone involved with Richmond, the venue that gave us the opportunity to actually host a show like that there. My friend DJ Lago as well. Like, a lot of people helped to keep everything under control, even though it looked like it was going to be difficult, like Buchol, my friend from Italy here. So we hope to continue hosting events like this. It's going to be a challenge after this one, but we are not going to give up yet.
Did you spend over 500,000 on the event?
No, we didn't. Actually, it's a little bit over $250,000.
Okay, okay. Because I hear David took more than half of that.
I mean, yeah, with his demands, yes, he ran us a lot of bucks, but we tried our best. We gave him the best we could, because basically we are on average age. Our average age is from like 20 or 19 years old. We are basically kids, and we are trying to do something like that in Italy. So he gave us challenges, but we gave them anything they asked for. To be honest, they asked for a 5-star hotel. We couldn't provide it here in Vicenza, so we found them a villa which was close here, and they gave us problems there too. So it's a whole lot of series that we could handle later.
That's end it here. My name is Zionfelix. Thank you very much. I talked to Zuma, who happens to be the boss of Havoc City. My name is Zionfelix from Italy. Bye-bye. All right. Thank you.
Hey, no grace gifts, herbal clinic, no entry. It could be some massive. If you're a dear phone, what shall get now? No grace gifts, herbal clinic, no entry.
Some of them young Cotia is what to rate. Men who see life.
Now, what a branch will make us some one. Who know Prambo better? What a price. If you're a mammy miss out. A dear pan, and what's our grace gifts, herbal clinic? And into what science, Chinchilla honey, and a part of the Dr. Grace Bodo will grace gift herbal clinic. So we sabi kwata achacha any humwa dade bia obesa malaria, hypertension, ulcer, stroke oba na bema we here wo bema odopna da just yade be and wetimi san ye ne obe bie bi wa chimota petroleum ya
Grace Gift Herbal Clinic Mo one phone numbers 0246 518 003 and 0244 126 123